नमस्कार दोस्तों, एक बार फिर मैं कृष्ण शर्मा उपस्थित हूँ आपके सामने। HDFC म्यूचुअल फंड बचत निवेश और आप नारी विशेषज्ञ वुमेन स्पेशल लेके आपका हार्दिक स्वागत है। फाइनेंशियल फ्रीडम, women's emancipation. I will not use word. This is the words of our guest today, Ms Srikala Bhashyam from Bangalore. आपके पास 12 वर्ष का एज ए म्यूचुअल फंड एक्सपर्ट, म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर, वित्त का और फाइनेंस का अनुभव है। उसके पहले ये व्यापार जगत में पत्रकार रही हैं, बिजनेस जर्नलिस्ट, और वो एक ऐसे शहर से आती हैं जो हिंदुस्तान में आर्थिक विकास के दर में सबसे मजबूत शहरों में माना जाता है, डिजिटल सिटी ऑफ द कंट्री माना जाता है। वो एक ऐसा शहर है जहाँ पर कि हमारे देश की जो आधी आबादी जिसे हम नारी जगत कहते हैं, वहाँ पर बहुत से ऐसी महिलाएं हैं जिन्होंने बहुत अच्छा कामयाबी हासिल की है, चाहे वो बिजनेस का क्षेत्र रहा हो या किसी भी समाज का क्षेत्र रहा हो। पर इनका अपना एक अनुभव है कि जब इन्वेस्टमेंट्स की बात आती है तो कहीं कुछ कमी है। तो आइए उनसे बात करते हैं, उनका अनुभव कैसा रहा एंड व्हाट इज़ देयर विच शी वांट्स टू सजेस्ट टू अस। वेलकम मैडम।
हेलो, नमस्कार।
कैसे हैं आप?
वेरी गुड।
While talking to you about the background of yours, I came to know that you have worked a lot with the women investors.
Correct.
And you have a feeling that even if they have become CEOs of the company और वो बहुत अच्छी समाज में प्रगति कर रही हैं, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही हैं, कुछ केसेस तो आपने ऐसे भी बताए जहाँ पर कि पति पत्नी के रिश्ते में जो बहुत अमूमन कम देखने को मिलता है कि वाइफ इज़ अर्निंग मोर देन हस्बैंड। वहाँ भी आपने ऐसा देखा है कि जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है, इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजंस हैं, उसमें वुमेन आर हेजिटेंट, वो निर्णय नहीं लेती हैं, दे प्लेज एज ए सेकेंड फिडल टू देयर हस्बैंड्स। ऐसा क्यों है और आप क्या समझती हैं कि उनको क्या करना चाहिए और क्यों ज़रूरी है उनके लिए? वाई इट इज़ सो इम्पॉर्टेंट और कम फॉर देम टू कम इन टू द इन्वेस्टमेंट्स एंड टेक इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजंस? हाउ इट कैन हेल्प देम? सो व्हाट यू कैन सजेस्ट देम?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, women, though they are all working, whether it is accountant, CEO, or an entrepreneur, somehow women think that, the finance management is not their cup of tea. वो सोचते हैं कि, पिता या husband को ये decision सब लेना पड़ेगा.
Right.
So I think maybe because it's also in the upbringing or the sociological infrastructure, we can call it. And I would say it's my favorite line is, it's like driving. Women are considered not good. Somehow, you are not as good as men. Maybe they have been told, like that, it is not your cup of tea. But of course, it is changing now. But now, of course, women are becoming part of the family, financial decision making.
Right.
It's a long way to go. But change to ara, people are making, taking part in the family's decision making.
Right.
And in fact, I would like to tell women that, see, you are smart, you are working, you know to manage companies, your family. So just get that aptitude, start in a small way,
Right.
अपना खुद, पैसा manage करना सीखो, then automatically it will come, it's not a rocket science, I would say.
Right. Great, but something very important I picked up in your reply, madam, that society considers them that they are not good at investing. That's okay, but how women feel themselves? Do they feel that they are not good at money? Then it's something very serious, and what we can do about it.
Exactly. I think one is, compared to men, women are not risk takers.
Right.
Okay, I mean, they play it safe. But in fact, they are very good savers. In fact, I would say, like we manage in our client base, at least 20 to 25% are women investors or savers, I would say. They save a lot, they know to save, they don't spend money unnecessarily compared to men, I would say. It's just that they don't invest. So, up to, you know it, the difference between saving and investment. If you just save, you're not going to make wealth.
Right.
Only when you invest, you build wealth, isn't it? So, I think somewhere they don't want to take risk with their money, they're very safe about it. Like they may buy gold, they may buy, put it in their savings account or keep it away in cash, but they're not investing. But
Right.
again, the change is happening.
But I mean, this modern economy, when the economy and the business has become so dynamic, interest rates and inflation changes quite often, frequent monetary and fiscal policies, it has become very challenging to manage investments, right? And at the same time, we see that most of the women, as per your experience, whether they are working women or CEOs of the company or the housewives, they have a similar nature of investing. They play as a second fiddle to their husbands. ऐसे में आप क्या कहेंगी for a woman why it is important to be into investment decision making in the family if they are married or as a single woman also, and to the particularly to the homemaker, the housewife, how where they don't have their own earning of their own, how they can attain the financial freedom, why financial freedom is so important for a woman.
Correct.
And how you will convey this message to the women investors?
See, there are two parts I would answer these questions. To start with the housewives, who is not earning her own money.
Right.
But now you have seen, with spouses being so busy with their career life, in many households, as you would know, women are managing their family, so budgeting and everything. So this financial management in indirect way is already there with them. They know it. They know how to budget the income and expenditure. So such women, in fact, we are encouraging when we sit with our clients, we tell them that you get a budget and you manage it. So very often these women are able to eke out a surplus, they are managed through a surplus, so every month it comes out.
Right.
So now these women want to grow that money.
Right.
I would say it's also because the interest rates have fallen in the last few years, and women are also realizing, like I save for 3 years or 5 years, that interest component is not very high. It's not motivating enough for them to save in a big way. And then what happens now, I think with so much of social media and the mutual funds, all these ad campaigns also has triggered an interest. So people want to know what is it. In fact, very often housewives only ask us, what is it? What is this mutual fund? Can we invest? So in a way, what has happened? So we are educating such women, telling them, on a monthly basis, getting to this, SIP route you take, you can every month, even as little as whatever money you can do, you can invest. So that has made a big change, and in the last few years I have seen a lot of housewives also getting into the investment habit, and even husbands are encouraging that because they are busy with their own career life, they wouldn't outsourcing in this portion.
Right.
But when it comes to working women, because the income levels are getting bigger and bigger in the last 10 years, we have seen in very often, in many cases, women are earning more than their spouses, that is husband. So these people want to manage money. There is an inclination to do that because even after everything, their lifestyle and there is a surplus, and also they want to invest in a property, they want to buy things, they want to travel. So that is also pushing them to manage their own money. So we are also encouraging them to do that. But that percentage is small, but it's very happy situation. Like at least there is a trend that people want to do it. So that way they are getting into that habit, and because it's very easy. People are there, distribution community is in place, and there are a lot of avenues to invest. So people are getting into the habit of investing. Here, in fact, I would like to share one example. We have a doctor client, who's a very aggressive investor. In fact, she's one of the few women who's a very aggressive investor. So she has done it for the past 7-8 years, and she has influenced her doctor colleagues. So today we have a lot of women doctors who are managing their money and aggressively investing. So the change is happening, and that is at the one side. In fact, another personal example I would like to share is, like my maid, like I give her an X amount of money, and she used to say that I will never be able to save, so you only do something for me. So I started an SIP for her. In a matter of few years, like 7-8 years, even as little as 1,000 rupees per month became a nice little kitty of 1,00,000 plus,
Right.
which this economically poor section, it's very difficult
Very,
for
very big
them
amount,
to
very
save
big amount,
money.
yeah.
So she was so happy. In fact, now she says that 1,000 I would have anyway spent. Whatever money you give me, I end up spending.
Right.
So she said if this 1,000 can become 1,00,000.
Right.
She was so happy. In fact,
Right.
so many of our clients do SIP for their,
That's great.
house help, drivers and everything.
That's the nice example of financial freedom.
Yeah.
But what could I understand from our conversation is that financial freedom, or I will call it financial emancipation, is very important for the woman. But we see that most of the housewives particularly, and as per your experience, even the working women also, those are not feel comfortable or confident of taking financial decisions. So how we can motivate them to be attentive towards this, to understand the importance of financial freedom, and how you support them or how you guide them to achieve this cause?
Here again, I think I would like to share a very interesting story. In fact, recently we had a client, okay. Her husband unfortunately, passed away pretty young, I would say, not even 50. So this husband used to take care of all the financial decisions and everything. So the lady was not even in the picture. And suddenly after his death, she has two children, who are just about pre-engineering and pre-high school. And suddenly she was, asked to manage huge amount of money because husband had done enough planning and everything, but she was not aware of it. So it's so important, So when she was asked to deal with this situation, unplanned situation, she was taken aback. And one is you emotionally go through a very challenging period. On top of it, you have to make these financial decisions. So that is when we realize, so in fact, as I told you earlier also, we always make it a point to tell the family that please include your wife, whether she's working or housewife, in your financial decisions. Not only managing, you also need to tell your spouse where you have made investments and where is it accessible. And I think that is very important. So coming back to this example, then this lady, afterwards, she put across everything, she went to all the banks and found out where he has invested, put up, the whole list of investments, and then she came to us for help. So that is why, we always say you never know what life throws at you. So it's very important to be aware and also have the basic education in finance, because, or money management if I can call it, so that when a situation arises, whether situation arises or not, it's important to be aware of it, because today, like your, all of us have to, understand how to operate a mobile phone, digital TV, internet, social media. I would say even managing money is also basic ingredient of your life. So we have to take time and we have to put effort to learn it, because life is going to only get complicated and it's going to throw a lot of surprises.
That's great. As a financial expert, as a mutual fund distributor, you help women investors to attain financial freedom. And in this process, in the modern world where the investing has become too complex, too challenging, mutual funds sahi hai. But as you maintain that women are risk-averse investors within quotes, and we in mutual fund has a tagline that mutual funds are subject to market risk.
Yes.
So it becomes too difficult for them. There will be mental block. They will not be ready to even accept that will come to mutual funds because they are subject to market risk. So in such a condition, how you inspire them, or how you convince them that mutual fund is the right way of doing their financial planning or investment decisions?
So from our experience, what we have learned, starting is an issue for many women investors, So once they get into it, because not only women, I think anybody, whoever doesn't save or invest, you have seen, because it always looks like a very uncharted territory, The moment you make an effort, and especially once you put your money, all the knowledge automatically you achieve, So that's what I keep telling my women investors also. First get started, in a small way. So as a firm, we also believe that, whatever investment suggestions we give them, we make it a point to explain to them what are the pros and cons of it, and step by step. See, investing is a long-term journey, In fact, as nowadays we all have started telling, treat your investment as your children, keep doing, don't expect anything in return. So, take that long-term growth and long-term route, and then automatically the moment you get committed, automatically you learn, acquire the knowledge, and you also feel comfortable. So that has been our experience. So the initial inertia is there, but once they get into the habit of investing, slowly it's a step-by-step process.
That's great, madam. It's good talk with you. Finally, one message if you want to give.
Yeah, I would say, I think all of us end up spending our life earning money. Okay, we work, we educate, we focus so much on earning money. I would say we should also spend equal amount of time on managing it, because when you manage your money well, your wealth automatically grows. In fact, I would say just do the investment process for 10 or 20 years. You don't have to worry about earning for the next 20, 30 years. So rather than chasing money, give some importance to, managing it, because that's very important. All your long-term goals are taken care of. And also I would suggest all women individuals, whether it is investor, housewife, working women, have a dream and have a financial goal, and when you achieve it, the satisfaction is so good, when you have a target, you work towards it, and when you achieve it in your own way, whatever way you are capable of, do it. Sense of economic freedom is so good, you will relish it. That is my advice to all the women.
तो दोस्तों, आप थी मिस श्रीकला भाष्यम, जो बेंगलुरु से हमारे बीच उपस्थित थी। 12 वर्ष का इनके पास अनुभव है म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का। उसके पहले ये बिजनेस जर्नलिस्ट, पत्रकार रही हैं, समाज के विभिन्न आयामों से जुड़ी रही हैं। इनके पास वित्त का अच्छा अनुभव है, इनका ये मानना है कि हमारे देश की महिला को अभी भी अपने आप को वित्तीय नियोजन में, आर्थिक प्रबंधन में अपने आप को नहीं प्रस्तुत कर पाई हैं। वो हस्बैंड को ही ये काम करने के लिए कहती हैं। इन्होंने शब्द यूज़ किया, वुमेन प्लेज ए सेकेंड फिडल टू देयर हस्बैंड, चाहे वो नौकरी करती हों, किसी भी ऊंचाई पे पहुंची हों, चाहे वो होम मेकर हो। ये स्थिति तो स्वागत योग्य नहीं है, हम इसको बदलना चाहेंगे। हिंदुस्तान तरक्की तभी कर सकता है जब हमारे देश की नारी शक्ति, जो कि आधी आबादी है, जो कि घर को संभालती है, तो क्यों ना घर के वित्त को भी संभालें। इसी संदेश के साथ हम आपसे विदा लेते हैं और आपने हमें समय दिया, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। नमस्कार। जय हिंद दोस्तों, नमस्कार।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.